Sleep is something that is very crucial to human health. In order to maintain better sleeping habits, some people will listen to noises. However, sometimes there are noises that people don't choose to listen to that ultimately have negative effects on their sleep. For a research project, we were interested in studying how the frequency of sounds affected people as they tried to fall asleep. When we were trying to figure out what to study, we noticed that we were all extremely tired. We thought that perhaps this was just due to the typical college life. A lot of work, little sleep, stressful exams, and a time-consuming social life. However, we wanted to see if maybe there was another reason. We noticed that when we fall asleep, we usually do not find a peaceful and quiet environment in our college dorm. Therefore, we thought that it would be interesting to do an experiment involving studying how different noises and the frequencies of those noises affected the quality of our sleep and how long it took us to physically fall asleep. Our hypothesis for our main question of how does the pitch of sound affect one's ability to fall asleep, we said that a mid to low frequency would make it easier to fall asleep. For a secondary question of do background noises help falling asleep at all, we hypothesized that more relaxing, peaceful noises would help one to have better sleep. So for our experiment, we are going to test a total of 4 noises. 2 white noises and 2 brown noises. Okay, so the first noise we tested was a white noise, and this was a TV static noise. This is what it sounded like. Day 1, TV, buzz, exhausted. I feel like I slept a decent amount, but I'm so tired. I want to sleep a lot more, and I think it took me a while to fall asleep. I woke up several times last night. I'm not happy.
So last night we listened to TV static and it took me a lot longer to fall asleep. I usually take like less than 5 minutes to fall asleep, but last night I think I was in bed just thinking, oh, we're doing experiment for like over 20 minutes. So I didn't fall asleep till like, I don't know, 25 minutes later or something like that. I was super tired right now. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I didn't like it at all.
So I listened to the white noise last night, the TV static, and it took me about 20 minutes-ish to fall asleep because it wasn't the most pleasant thing to listen to. But surprisingly, today I feel really fresh, like it's something that I wasn't expecting. I'm not tired, and it has something to do with the fact that I was really exhausted yesterday, so I slept quicker than I probably would have. But yeah, I don't feel tired after listening to the white noise.
The second noise that we tested was also a white noise. However, this was a fan. Here it is. After listening to the blowing fan, trying to go to bed, I think I slept a lot better. It was a lot soothing. I didn't sleep as long, but I'm not as tired, and I feel much better.
The second day I listened to fan noise. It's a lot better than the TV static one, because I think I used to listen to fan noise to fall asleep when I was at my camp, so that probably would help. Plus, I was really tired yesterday, so it took me like, I don't know, 2 minutes or definitely less than 5 minutes to fall asleep. So I think it wasn't too bad for me. That's it.
Last night I listened to the other white noise, the blowing fan, and I slept a decent amount, around 7 hours, and I took the same amount of time to fall asleep. But this was different because, yeah, like last night I couldn't sleep properly at all. Like the sound was very disturbing, and it was much worse compared to the other white noise. So yeah, it was a bad experience.
For the third noise, we listened to a brown noise. This noise was a waterfall. Here it is. The first night with the brown noise, I slept terribly. It took me a long time to fall asleep. And then I was up in the middle of the night for, it felt like, an hour or two. I'm really, really tired. I did not like the brown noise.
So, last night, third night, I listened to Waterfall, which is a kind of brown noise, and I did not sleep very well. That noise sounds pretty much like TV static, and it was really annoying. So, I even woke up in the middle of the night, which is very rare to me, because I always sleep so deep, and I don't wake up, like, during the night, like, not at all. But yeah, I mean, I woke up for like 2 minutes or shorter. I don't remember, but it was not very fun. And I did not like it.
I listened to the waterfall, which is the brown noise. I slept a good amount. I slept like 9 hours, but I fell asleep really quickly last night, like in about 5 to 6 minutes. And I can say that, yeah, I feel much better today compared to the other days. It was much more soothing than the rest of the noises that we've heard so far. So yeah, I slept much better.
The last noise that we listened to was another brown noise. This was a thunderstorm. Here's the noise. Once again, I slept terribly listening to a brown noise. This time it was a thunderstorm, and it took me a little bit to fall asleep, and then I was up a lot during the middle of the night and could not stay sleeping. I finally probably fell asleep way later into the night than I wanted to, and it sucked.
So last night I listened to Thunderstorm. No. Yes. I listened to Thunderstorm. I think it was fine. It's better than Waterfall, but it's not as quite pleasing as the fan noise. And it took me 5 to 10 minutes to fall asleep, I would say. I did not wake up during the night, and it's okay. Yeah.
Last night I listened to the last brown noise, which was a thunderstorm, and I slept about 7.5 hours, which is good, and I slept in just about 5 to 6 minutes yesterday. So I can say that I woke up feeling pretty good, much better than the first 2 days, and I'm not feeling too groggy. I think the thunderstorm, it was much better than the other noises.
So these are the results for how I slept during the 4 nights. As you can see, I got between 6 and 7 hours of sleep, and it took me between 10 and 30 minutes to fall asleep. Three out of the 4 nights, I did not sleep very well. The only night I slept fine was during the fan, and that was most likely because I normally sleep with a fan.
So for those 4 nights, I slept from 6 hours to 7 hours, depends on the day. And the first white noise, which is TV static, took me the longest to fall asleep. And the other 3 nights, I think I slept all fine, because it usually takes like less than 5 minutes for me to fall asleep. And I think whether I was tired or not that day can also affect my sleep quality as well. And among all 4 of those, I think I prefer the fan noise the best.
So across the 4 nights, I slept about 7 hours on average, and it took me around 15 to 20 minutes to fall asleep. The first night, which was the first white noise, and the last brown noise, were probably the best days out of the 4 nights, because I wasn't as tired compared to the other 2 noises. But overall, I feel like I had a better experience compared to my teammates, because I did not wake up in the middle of the night at any of the 4 days of the experiment. But yeah, all of the noises were obviously more disturbing than helpful to my sleep.
In order to better understand how I slept throughout each night, I used my Fitbit to track my sleep. What it shows on each of these four graphs is what time I went to bed, what time I woke up, and it shows like my sleep pattern of like how long I was restless for, and how long I was sound asleep for.
So for this app on my iWatch, I'm able to track how many hours I slept, how was my sleep quality, and how many deep hours of sleep I had, and my average heart rate during the night.
In addition to recording and listening to these four noises, we wanted to compare them to a pure frequency. Now, in order to get this pure frequency, we recorded each noise in Audacity. Then, with each noise, we would select a range, and then we would go to plot spectrum. Now, with each spectrum, we got a big range of frequencies. And in order to make a pure frequency that would be even across all four noises, we found that at around 44 decibels, we found their highest peak. So, for example, for whichever noise this was, we would go to 44 decibels and find where its highest peak was, which is right around here, around 2300 hertz. So then we use that information to record how we slept using that pure frequency. We created four spectrums for these noises. First is the thunder. The second spectrum is for the waterfall. The third spectrum is for the blowing fan. And the last spectrum is for the static TV.
So this is the spectrum of the pure frequency that we found of 2300 hertz, and we just wanted to show how this is different from the two white noises and the two brown noises that and their spectrums, because in this one there is one specifically high peak compared to the other spectrums where there were multiple jagged peaks, and we had to sort of take a portion of the graph and find their corresponding frequency. But as mentioned in the tables also, the pure frequency noises were a lot more disturbing because they were one tone and one very high pitched tone, so they were more disturbing to the ear compared to the ones like the TV static and the waterfall. There were many noises merged into one. So yeah.
Here is what the 2300 hertz frequency sounded like. When we plotted the spectrums for the four noises, we found a corresponding pure frequency for each noise. We looked across all of the four noises and found a threshold level of 44 decibels to measure this at. The TV static's pure frequency was 9,000 hertz. The blowing fan pure frequency was 2300 hertz. The waterfall pure frequency was 4,000 hertz, and the thunderstorm pure frequency was 2,600 hertz. Finally, once we listened to the four pure frequencies of 9,000 hertz, 2,300 hertz, 4,000 hertz, and 2,600 hertz, we all slept terribly every single night. Each noise did differ in sound, but they went from sounding like dog whistles to fire alarms to the noise that they play when they're testing your hearing, and to hear that noise consistently drives you insane, and it is impossible to fall asleep.